Guys, beware. NPCs, non-playable characters, are everywhere. They are all around us. Okay? They look and appear like regular everyday people. They have jobs. Okay? They have cars. They've got Facebook profiles, Instagrams, you know? They appear to be, to the world, like everyday people. Alright? But they are non-active or non-playable characters, to be specific. Now guys, I'm not sure where they come from, okay? They are not normal. They lack human emotion, they lack empathy, they lack pretty much a lot of things that would make somebody a human and class them as a human being. Okay, in terms of, you know, emotion and empathy, all right, feelings, expressions. Now, how you can tell an NPC, a non-playable character, from the rest, how you can differentiate between an NPC and a regular, everyday, normal human being, is there will be telltale signs, red flags, okay, that you ought to pay attention to. They will be expressionless. They will lack empathy. They will find every reason, every excuse to prod you, to piss you off, okay? And it's crucial, guys, these people, these NPCs, if they're people, guys, I question that, all right? Because I believe they're partly something else. I believe they're partly from the demonic kingdom, and a part of them is not human at all. They're sent from somewhere else, and they appear in the Matrix, the world, okay? And they do regular everyday stuff repetitively over and over and over again, right? So they'll repeat the same habits, the same routine, okay? It's madness how they are. They repeat the same routine over and over and over again. If you notice NPCs in video games, they go on a specific route, okay? And it's as if they're on autopilot. They're robotic. They follow the system. They're agents, okay? Where these people come from, if they are people, as I said, I've got no clue. But they're a part of the Matrix, okay? They're put here to piss us off, to prod us, to come against us, all right? And if we see them, it's crucial that we avoid them at all costs. If they're walking one way, we go another way, right? We do. Okay, we do not want to be on the same path as them. The wisest choice we could make to avoid a headache, to avoid our energy being sapped, to avoid being drained, is to go the other way, you know? These people are not worth our time, even our, you know, our looks. We don't even have to look at them, guys, all right? It's crucial that we keep our energy within. Okay, we redirect it inwards, because what, you know, the output we give in terms of energy, if it's directed in the wrong places and towards the wrong kinds of people, it can be very detrimental to us. And as a result, we can become drained, we can become miserable, we can become fatigued, anxious, angry, stressed, pissed off, all right? Now, I want to be passionate about that point and kind of, you know, raise my voice a bit, because I want you guys to understand the consequences and repercussions of engagement with these agents. It's crucial that we keep our energy within, that we don't associate or, you know, be around them at all. We don't speak to them. We ignore them completely. It's absolutely crucial. For your path, for my path, for our paths as Christian people, separated, isolated people, all right? We cannot mix or be around them at all. They are incredibly dangerous. However, they are ineffective and futile towards us. They cannot affect us in any way if we don't allow them. any access. That's crucial because, guys, if we make a mistake and we somehow give them a form of access, an entry point, for whatever reason, I don't know, whatever reason, okay, and we make that mistake, we will feel it. We'll feel the consequence. We're going to feel angry, pissed off. We're going to feel anxious, you know, tired. They're draining, they're siphoning our energy. That's their primary objective and goal, is to siphon everything around them that contains energy, life force, you know, vibration, positivity. They want to siphon that for themselves, okay, and destroy it and ruin it so they can keep the system, the matrix running, okay, in an orderly fashion. That's how it's always been, okay, since the world began. The matrix was put in place to keep people limited, to keep them fatigued, pissed off, dependent, and reliant on the system, okay? And these agents and bots and NPCs are a part of that programming that's imposed upon the world, you know? Gullible gooses, regular everyday people. They're programming and brainwashing them kinds of people, okay, so that they can basically bring them to the dark side, you know, brainwash them enough that they become dumbed down by the world. They don't think for themselves. And those people ought to break out of that programming before, you know, it gets way too much and they do something stupid, they give up, you know. And with giving up, people can go through so much, right? But they can only take so much, okay, before they do something stupid, maybe to themselves, or they go crazy, they go insane, you know. That's why we got to avoid these people, because they are agents, they are programs, okay. They walk around, they look like regular everyday people, okay. They work a job. Believe me, most workplaces in the world are infiltrated with these parasites, these agents, these bots, NPCs. And they appear to be like regular everyday workers, but they're really not, all right? They want to, the Matrix wants you to be fooled, okay, in a regard of ignorance, okay, delusion, all right? They want to keep you blind, okay? But we who are awakened, we can really see beyond the veil, all right? We're awakened souls. When a soul becomes awakened, an awakening is not pretty, guys. It's not easy. For those of you who think, oh, spiritual awakening, that's going to be amazing. Oh, you know, I'm going to become so enlightened. Yeah. It's going to be great. You're going to have to give up pretty much everything you've depended on, held dear, family members, work life, cars, homes. Awakening, hang on a minute, awakening is not for the faint of heart, all right? When we become awakened, it's an incredibly difficult path. It's spiritual. There's things to give up, okay? There's truths, hard, harsh truths, reality checks that we have to face. It's not easy, all right? And I get, you know, people are optimistic and they want a way out of the system. They want to break free from the matrix and they want to awaken spiritually and see beyond the veil of illusion, this reality, this matrix. I get it. But you can't be delusional and think it's going to be a walk in the park, it's going to be a picnic, because it isn't. You're going to have to give up your family. The pagan family, the puppets. You're going to have to blur them into the past, okay, and bury them. It is what it is. You're going to have to give up possessions, fake friends, you know. Awakening is not a pretty picture from the perspective of how you think it's going to play out. No. The cold, harsh reality checks and the truths that we have to face and accept are going to be traumatizing to begin with. That's the reality of it. okay? And then we realize how much we've been fooled by the matrix, how enslaved we were to the system. And that, realizing that, can really give you freedom, okay? And then the process begins. The freedom begins. The happiness and peace comes from God alone. God, Jehovah God, Jesus Christ, is the only one who can awaken you, who can open up your spiritual eyes and reveal the truth to you that you were blind to for most of your lives, like I was. All right? And now I've realized all these truths, these facts, and the reality of what's gone on for so many years. 31 years, my 31 years of living, realizing all of this has been a ride, all right? And I'm talking ups and downs, all right? Mainly, guys, I'm balanced, I'm calm, I preserve my energy, okay? I keep to myself, I keep away from these matrix puppets, these agents, NPCs. And I have peace. And having peace in this day and age, guys, is like winning the lottery, all right? If you have peace in this modern world, consider yourself rich, really rich, spiritually wealthy, okay, which is true wealth. Wisdom is a treasure, okay? Peace is like water, an oasis for those who are going through a desert, who are so dehydrated. That's peace. It's like finding an oasis of water, all right? So guys, guard your peace, and that means keeping away from these agents, okay? Guard your peace at all costs. Do not give in to them. We ain't gonna give in to them, are we, guys? We ain't gonna quit. We are not gonna give them our power, energy, or time. We are not. All right, we're gonna keep going because we're strong, because we're awakened, because we're better than the system. All right, we belong to God. We have to keep going. We've got to keep fighting, and we can. So God bless you guys in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Have a great day. Blessings and peace. All right, take care, guys. I'll speak to you in another video.